are 5 mistakes that impact every area of your singing. They wreck your tone, they ruin your pitch, and they can even cause vocal strain or damage. I'll share with you a few tips and strategies I have been teaching singers for over 20 years that you can use to not only fix these mistakes, but avoid making them in the future, so you can see consistent progress and have the singing voice you've always wanted. We've all grown up listening to our idols, dreaming of sharing the stage with the artists we grew to love. We memorized every lyric, emulated their stage presence, and dreamt of singing just like our favorite rock star. Although this is a good thing to have heroes and admire our role models, we can often take it too far and lose the idea of our own natural sound and gift. Do you find yourself imitating everyone else's sound? Are you chasing after a voice that isn't your own? This is one of the biggest mistakes that beginner singers fall into all the time. They want to sound like someone else. Instead, take the time to get to know your own voice. Spend time developing technique to highlight your unique sound that you naturally have. As you mature as a singer, you can add stylistic components similar to what your favorite singers achieve, but first, listen to your own sound and develop your voice before trying to sound like someone else. While discovering your unique sound is crucial, even the best voice can be held back without this next key element in your routine. If you were getting ready for a 5-mile run, what would you do to get ready? Would you run a mile as a warm-up to run 5 miles? No, that doesn't make any sense. Instead, you might do some stretching, maybe walk for a few minutes before running, or do some lunges. Things to get your body prepared to run, but you wouldn't run to warm up for a run. Many times when I'm working with a new student, I'll ask them if they warmed up their voice today before our session. And when they answer yes, I'll ask, well, what did you do for your warm-up? And so often they'll tell me, I sang through such and such song. This is not a warm-up. Singing through your repertoire or songs is practicing your repertoire. It's not warming up your voice. Your voice is part of your body. And so just like how we would prepare our body to go for a run, we're going to prepare our body, or our instrument in this case, to sing. So often I meet beginner singers that do not have a warm-up routine. They're just jumping right into singing the songs they're working on, thinking that is warming up their voice. You need to have specific exercises that you're using to warm up the voice. Not working on technique, not practicing songs, but actually warming up the voice. And if you need some ideas for a warm-up routine, you can check out my video that will give you some exercises that you can use on a regular basis to warm up your voice. Now that you know the importance of warming up correctly, let's talk about a mistake that could be stopping you from fully unlocking your voice's potential. Imagine you are working out at the gym and you just love working on your biceps. You are doing all sorts of bicep exercises every time, gaining strength and confidence in the front of your upper arm. But what happens to your arm when you keep working on your bicep and neglect the back of your arm, your tricep? Your strength is unbalanced. Your bicep will constantly take over and your tricep will continue to be neglected and stay weak. Just like your arm, your voice is made up of muscles. And like gym rats, beginner singers have a tendency to only use the muscles that are strong, and the other half of the voice doesn't get utilized. This is what happens when you're always singing the same register. So we have our chest voice and we have our head voice. If you love to sing low, then you're only utilizing the muscles that are your chest voice. You're constantly building that part of your voice. So it's super strong, but you're neglecting the other half of your voice. And this is also true if you love to sing high. Then you're constantly improving and building those muscles that make up your head voice and neglecting the muscles of your chest voice. This is the next mistake that I see so many beginner singers make, and that is they're only singing in the stronger register and neglecting to warm up and improve the other register. So How do you fix this? First, determine if you are a chest voice or head voice dominant singer. And once you figure that out, I want you to warm up the weaker register first. Every time you sing, make sure you're warming up the other register first. It won't be that much fun, but it will allow you to build and strengthen the other register of your voice. This will improve your range. It will improve your confidence and improve the power in your mixed voice. You can find exercises to help you develop your weaker register by watching my video right here. And I share specific exercises to help you develop your head voice and develop your chest voice so you can have balance in your voice and improve your range. Building balance in your voice is powerful, but even with that, there's a surprising practice that might be sabotaging your progress without you even realizing it. So you hear a song on the radio, or you're listening to Pandora or Spotify, you say, ooh, I love this song. And for better or for worse, it gets stuck in your head, right? So as you're going throughout your day, you're singing the song, before you know it, you're performing it. You're performing it for yourself, you're performing it for your family, and you're singing the song while you do the dishes, while you are getting ready in the morning, while you are folding the laundry. And you're not listening to the song, you're just singing it because it's stuck in your head. And although this might seem like a great way to learn a song, it's not. Because you are singing the song a cappella. And that means you're singing it without any accompaniment, such as a piano or backing track or karaoke video. I have had many students send me videos and audio files of them practicing songs without accompaniment. And they switch keys mid-song. They start singing the song too high and then jump to singing the song lower without even realizing it. Or their notes are just off. But because they don't have something they are listening to as they are singing, they don't realize that their notes are incorrect. When this happens, beginner singers have to unlearn what they have worked so hard for and relearn the song correctly. Don't make this mistake. It can cost you a lot of time and frustration. Instead, start finding accompaniment tracks you can sing along to when you work on your song. There are lots of accompaniments on YouTube. Some repertoire books for singers come with downloadable tracks specifically to help you practice. Not only will you be more confident that you are learning the song in the correct range with the correct notes, you will also know when the rests and pauses happen, how long the interlude is, and what the introduction sounds like, so you can truly be best prepared to crush it at your next performance. So, you've got the right accompaniment, you're practicing smarter, but none of that will matter if you're holding on to this final limiting mindset about your voice. When you think about your voice, what do you think about? You probably just picture the small area right here. Most people call this the voice box. We refer to our larynx as a voice box, and that's our instrument. I was thinking about this scene from The Little Mermaid when Ursula actually extracts Ariel's voice from her. And what is representing her voice is this kind of globe. It's this glowing sphere. And that's the voice that Ursula is taking away from Ariel. When singers think about their voice as just a small area of their throat, known as the voice box, we tend to create bad habits with our posture and how our body is moving or not moving as we sing. For example, I often see singers reaching for their notes by raising their head, pointing their chin to the sky when singing higher, because in their perspective, they're envisioning their voice like Ariel's voice. That it's just this small section of their body. When you clicked on this video, you saw a picture of me singing with my chin lifted in a far from ideal position for singing. If this is you, try placing a beanie baby or small pillow on your head as you sing. I have students do this often in my studio, and this will help you consider your posture and correct this common mistake. Beginner singers need to shift that mentality of thinking of your voice, your instrument, as your entire body. You should consider your overall posture, your breathing. Breath is the power source to your voice, and learning to breathe properly using the diaphragm is key. Thinking of your voice as the small sphere in your throat will hold you back from approaching singing with your whole body. It keeps you stuck from considering posture, breathing, using the mask of your face for resonance, feeling grounded to the floor, and having stability in your stance. How can you fix this? Well, I want you to think about how you are approaching singing with your entire body, similar to an athlete. I want you to be standing in a certain position. I want you to have your neck and spine align. I want you to learn how to breathe diaphragmatically. All of these things are going to involve other parts of your body and not just the glowing sphere in your throat. Having this mental shift is not enough. You also need to understand your body, particularly how to breathe. So click my video here for a more in-depth tutorial on diaphragmatic breathing, complete with specific exercise that you can start today. Now that you know the 5 biggest mistakes beginner singers make, you're ready to take your voice to the next level. And remember, every great singer started somewhere. And by avoiding these pitfalls, you're already ahead of the game. Don't forget to check out the linked videos for more tips and exercises to help you along your journey.